This is the Sunday edition of the 217 Recovery Podcast. Tonight's episode was carefully selected by Marney.
Could be little, could be big. But going back out is not the answer.
Sit back, relax, or do whatever it is you do, and enjoy Marney's Sunday night replay.
It might be childish, sure, but that's kind of what drugs do, you know.
217 Recovery Podcast. It is Saturday, August 3rd. My name is Corey Winfield.
And I am Ambassador Ryan. Hello, Ambassador Corey.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that. We are now ambassadors for the recovery community. Yeah,
Woo!
Yeah, we're not joking.
Real deal.
Did training for the last 2 days in Gaylord, Michigan.
Yes.
I'm not going to call it Gaylord, but we were there, and it was a good time. We learned a lot.
Met some good people, like-minded, working towards awareness and recovery for the community and getting the word out and how to do that.
We'll talk about the people we met, some of the things that we came across, some of the ideas we were hit with. We'll do all that in a little bit. I want to remind you, though, if you go to our website, 217recovery.com, it has resources, whether you're in active addiction, whether you're a person like us in recovery.
Recovering it up.
And just want to check out some fun times. We do have a section on our website called Fun. You go to the very top, you can just scroll all the way over. Depends where you're looking on your phone or your computer, but you'll see it all the way to the right. Fun. Ryan has a new video up.
Yeah.
Having
fun in recovery, as always.
Yeah, Laura said, she was like, that was the funniest video
ever.
And you didn't say one word.
Like,
it's awesome. It's short, to the point. Yeah. It's on our Facebook. Maybe you've seen it.
I don't have to do nothing. I just smile. Look pretty.
Yeah. That's all you got to do, player. But it's on our website, 217recovery.com. Also on our website is Rethinking Addiction. There's a link for that. You can get tickets if you need them. But, Ryan, you just went over kind of the agenda, what was going on. Courtney Lavelle. I wonder if that's how she says her name.
Beck G. Cohen?
Yep. They're going to be the head, well, I guess not head, but the
headliner.
The main attraction.
Yeah, they're going to be the speakers. And there's two options. You can, go to one or the other. And with some other dealy deals in there.
What time is it? It's pretty much a whole day.
Yes, this happens August 22nd, 2019, Park Place Hotel in Traverse City. It's Rethinking Addiction. Purpose of it is to bring together citizens, all facets of our community, to work on the most effective, impactful strategies related to the public health crisis of addiction. This year, they're focused on supporting recovery, providing treatment and recovery options for those struggling, strategies aimed at supporting families, and creating resources and infrastructure better to provide for those in our community who need a place to turn to during recovery and beyond.
Thanks for reading that, Ryan.
Yeah, I just know all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You can contact them at Addiction Treatment Services, 1010 S. Garfield
You go to our
Avenue,
website, 217recovery.com. It has all the info you need, but it sounds like they're going to have like round tables and actually discussions. So if you want to take part in the discussions, you got something that you think is just a great idea, come. It'll be a good time, and we'll get the word out. I believe there's lunch as well. That's kind of a big deal. Lunch is always kind of a big deal.
Lunch is good.
Instead, you're reading the... You're funny, though, but it's all good.
We're throwing some shout-outs to them.
Yeah. Check it out. Like I said, 217recovery.com. Rethinking Addiction, 22nd.
Starts at 8 a.m. I guess you want to know that. Registration / breakfast even.
Oh, snap.
Then you got some sessions with Beck G. Cohen and...
Courtney Winfield. Or Lavelle.
Courtney Lavelle. Bring you to lunch at noon. A couple more sessions. Break. And learn about supporting family members with their recovery. Because everybody's in recovery. Somebody in recovery.
You're always... Somebody... And you might listen to this and you could agree with me. Maybe you don't. But I believe everybody's in recovery from something.
Yeah.
And that's we do unhealthy things. That's kind of what addiction is.
Yeah, nobody's lived their life in a bubble, and everybody's gone through some stuff.
And we learned when we became ambassadors that they're really, and by they I mean everybody in recovery, is trying to change the whole
family structure. Is that where you're going with?
No, I'm not trying to change the family structure. Just trying to change how people word it and what a difference that really does make.
Yeah.
If I say, hey, I'm Corey, I'm addicted to alcohol and, and here, and I did all this stuff and blah, 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 it just sounds bad. But if I say, hi, I'm Corey, I'm in recovery, my sobriety date is December 15th, 2018. My family and I, we have been enjoying life sober, and we've been learning a lot about dealing with situations sober. And to me, recovery lets me be a brother, a son, a cat lover, a 217 recovery podcast host. It's opened up my life. I've been able to live and actually have fun. And yeah, I deal with problems, but you know what? We all do. It just sounds better than, hi, I'm Corey, and I don't know, man. That's how we can reword things, rephrase it, and bring a light to it's not addiction that you're focusing on. It's recovery. It's bringing back hope and positive progression in the family. It doesn't just impact you, it impacts your whole family, and everybody is happy. Hopefully.
A lot better off. But
we were watching Courtney a minute ago on her YouTube channel, and she was at a conference in New York, and she was speaking, and she opened up, she's like, hi, I'm Courtney Winfield, or Lavelle, and I'm not an addict. And the crowd just kind of like, oh, okay. And she's like, I'm a person in recovery, and I like to run. I like to, that's what she did, And it's just like that's what we're trying to do. So you learn a lot.
Telling people what recovery means to you, all the positive things and how you've progressed in your life and what's going on now, not what was then.
Right. Take a picture of that and frame it up. Yeah. So you ready to talk about some fun stuff?
All right, let's have some fun.
All right. Now, we went and we met some really cool people.
Awesome people.
Yeah, they forced us to go to lunch. Like, it was Ryan and I and 5 women. They were just like, go to lunch with us, guys. And we're like, okay.
I guess.
Yeah, but the closest one, I mean, Joyce was there too. What's up, Joyce? I don't think Joyce listens, though.
Yeah. Hey, Joyce, thanks for friending me.
Yeah. but Lindsay and Laura, you sat next to Laura, I sat next to Lindsay, and Laura yelled at me for saying a curse word in front of a kid, but we'll talk about that in a minute too. But Laura, no, very cool. We had ice cream with her tonight after the thing. Yeah. It was very cool. And she's a cool chick. And I can't remember exactly where she works, but it's a behavioral health, kind of mental health thing.
She's a recovery coach and does all that good stuff. And
and she's going to come down.
Or peer recovery coach,
Monday, the 12th, and we're going to do a special podcast with her.
We'll find out all about her.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And Lindsay, she was really cool, too. She, we were sat down, and she was kind of just like, and she just looks nervous all the time, in my opinion. And she was like, yeah, I like you guys. I listen, and we're like, what?
Hey.
Where are you from? By Torch Lake or something. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. All right, that's what I'm talking about. And we talked after today, and we want to have her on as well. And she was expressing interest. She's like, oh, I think it was... And so, I'm sorry, Lindsay, if I'm totally screwing this up, but it was Kalkaska or something, county maybe. I don't know. She's
Kalbasa.
But she's like, people down there, they really need the support and the help and blah, blah, blah. And not blah, 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 but you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of laughs, too.
Yeah, I got to meet some of the people that Corey's been interacting with and see where that's leading and what them people have.
Mm-hmm. And we came up with a great plan, too.
We got all kinds of plans.
Oh, my gosh.
217 is taking off.
Yeah, I'll wait till I post this, because we had to be separated into groups, which was actually pretty cool. And Deb, the facilitator, she was pretty awesome, too.
Yeah, Debbie.
Yeah, little Debbie. But we had to come up with, like, they said, okay, now imagine, you see a headline on TV, a headline, in the news or in a newspaper, what does it say? And we came up with an awesome one, but we can't say what it is because there's a method to my madness. But ours was the best by far. There were some good ones too, but ours was
most impactful.
And yeah, well, you'll see. Everybody's going to see.
Everybody.
I'm serious. Just wait. I'm not playing. It'll be fun. It'll be good times. I didn't even tell Ryan yet.
See?
And he's my number one. So yeah, it's really good stuff. But while we were sitting there too, Ryan, because everybody was kind of talking about jail and just what a pointless it is to put people in jail. And then Dale saying that there's this kid that got out of jail and he had to go take P-tests every week and he had to pay $106 for it. He just got out of maybe it was prison. But anyway, whatever he got out of, and it was for drugs. And he wasn't selling them, he was just using them. It's just like, okay, now he's back and now you're in the real world. Now you got to pay all this money. And someone say, well, that's what he gets for using the drugs.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I mean,
yeah, give me that.
He has a substance use disorder, which is a disease, and they should be treating that, not criminalizing that.
Right. Like I said the other night, I think that they just are embarrassed because they don't know what else to do. And so I started thinking on this. Jail is just like sending a kid to his room. The reason that we send the kid to the room is because we're angry or frustrated that we can't get what we want, which is often obedience. So, like, the kid comes up, Daddy, I want, because the kid wants something. That's why he's crying. That's why he's being however they're being. And we get angry or frustrated.
Because we can't control their behaviors.
Yeah, they're not acting how we want. So we go, get to your room. So we send them to their room.
Yeah, I don't believe in grounding too much either.
And jail is the same thing. Like, here comes a guy, he's on drugs. Okay, why does he do it? Because it feels good. It makes him feel good. Back pain, maybe he just likes the feeling. Maybe he's trying to self-medicate, he or she, trying to self-medicate, and that's all they can do, to stay grounded to where they're not thinking about, maybe they had abuse or something. They told us in the ambassador training that most people will try to self-medicate, and usually it is with alcohol or drugs, and often, more than not, there was trauma that caused it. In some way, shape, or form, there was a trauma in there. It could be a death there's trauma, period. And that's what they turn to. So the kid comes home, say hi or something, and you're like, I'm going to send you to your room. But this time, nope, not your room. You're going to go to jail. You're going to go in there and you're going to think about it. And why do we do that? I don't know. I think because that's what...
My approach, being a rad dad...
Go ahead, rad dad. I'll finish my sentence in a minute.
With a child to...
He doesn't have a child.
I don't have a child. But discipline them. Really, if you want to change the behavior, just making them sit in their room or grounding them to the house forever is not really the answer. You have to talk about their behavior and changes and, give them a few minutes to rethink what they were doing and, come to you with an apology or, know that their actions won't be tolerated or behaviors, and have a serious conversation, and try to sort it out and put them in the right direction, not just... when I was growing up, I got grounded for like a month. All that did was make me want to sneak out, misbehave, do more things. And it wasn't, I'm not even going to get into that. But, yeah.
But sending a kid to the room, but instead now we're sending them to jail.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cure anything.
Because they're not having the talk. They're not getting over the behaviors,
Yeah, like you said, you had to sit them down, have a conversation with them. And somebody out there like, oh yeah, my kid's 5 years old. You try having a conversation with them. No, seriously. Mm-hmm. You can sit a 5-year-old down and have a conversation with them. You just have to do it in the right way. What's that right way? I don't know.
You have to have
you can figure
a
that
good
out,
approach.
Yeah, calm, cool, calm. Be an example. If you're yelling and screaming, well, of course the kid's going to be yelling and screaming back. The reason why they yell and scream is because they want something. Something is not going
or they
their
need
way.
Something.
And maybe teach them acceptance. Say, you know what, son or daughter, we can't always do that. And here's why we can't always do that. And explain it to them. And they're like, well, I still want it. Okay, well, that's awesome. But, when you settle down and maybe we can do that. And there's different ways to do it, but this just, you're acting like that. Get to your room. No, there's other things you can do besides just let them go isolate and get going in their head and just spinning that over and over. And people, I think, do that in jail, too. And they get in there and it's just blah, blah, blah. And, of course, in jail, what's her name? Connie?
Yes.
Connie, she was in jail. She's like, I've seen so much, or she was in prison.
There's more drugs there.
Yeah, she's like, I've seen more.
Streets.
Yeah, that's what she said. And, you're meeting different people, and most of them not so good. And some of them don't want to change. And, here's and for all kinds of stuff, not just, substance use disorder. They're in there for maybe murdering people, I don't know, robbing people. The majority of that stuff, you're like, oh, but that is the drug people. And of course, if you're in recovery, no, it's not all drug people, but some do, yeah. Some get to that point where they're too far gone. But if we would just sit down and understand them,
and reach them in an earlier stage too, where
try to help them.
You have like a peer recovery coach come in, talk to them, about their life, what's going on, how they can make it better, what recovery looks like. Talk about your experiences, because most of us are in recovery. Well, we're not quite peer coaches yet, but we are going to go to the training in the fall. And I would like to, for myself, I'd like to be one with a broad perspective of all the different kinds of avenues, because, mostly they'll throw you in treatment, then the court systems will tell you to start hitting up AA meetings, but there's a lot more avenues for recovery than just that. You got smart recovery, you got to get personalized with the person and come up with a plan that'll work for them. What's going to help them stay sober. Like Corey, his passion, his podcast and all that, and I'm really enjoying it too, and I really like helping people, and so that's where I kind of want to go with it too. And this is one way to do it, and we got more ventures to come, and that's the way people are going to recover. They got to have goals and things to work towards, and a reason to do it. And they have to be having fun in recovery for one.
Hell yeah!
And I think we can bring that to the table for them.
Some people they don't know how to take us though. I don't know. They
might be having too much fun.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, we're a couple fun guys, man. That's what we do. And hey, we didn't drink today. We didn't use today.
No,
life was good. It really was.
Became ambassadors instead.
Hell yeah. Okay, so here's a scenario for you, and I'm sure this has happened to everybody. You're at the grocery store. You're going to the checkout lane, and in front of you is this kid, maybe behind you, just screaming. The mom's like, just settle down. She's yelling at him. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact that I don't like that situation. I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to do. I just, there was a story one time, this guy in Atlanta, punched the kid. I was like, that's too much. Yeah, he's in prison. Yeah. Bye. Okay, so that really scenario, you just so you have two options. You can go to a different lane, check out there, just mind your own business, go on your way, just walk away from it. It's still going on over here, but you're not a part of it. You just walked away. That made life easy, huh?
Yeah.
Or
there could be an intervention there.
Yeah, I'm saying, what could you do? You could be calm, and I think you could support the mother or father, whoever's having the hard time with the kid, and just say, hey, my kid would do that too. I would have to just tell him, blah, blah, blah. Not that I'm trying to tell you how to parent or anything. I've been there, man. Like, I would lie even and say that, but just to be calm, kind of because when you're the parent, again, I don't have any kids either, so I'm just assuming this. You're kind of embarrassed, you're frustrated, and you go to that level. It's just like, it's just ramping up for both sides, the kid and the mother.
And that comes with any kind of confrontation, Are you either going to elevate the situation or bring it down, You have to bring it down if you want any productivity. You have to get everybody calm.
Yeah. And if you kind of show them support, like, hey, man, I got you. Like, hey, man, I've been there. I've been through it. Don't worry, I'm not judging or nothing. Just take. You try not to be like, you need to stay calm. You need to quit yelling at your kid. Don't do that, because that can start a huge fight. And don't tell them how to parent. Just tell them, hey, you're there with them. Like, have some empathy. Like, get in the foxhole with them. Be like, hey, man, been there, done that. Okay, so here's another scenario.
Mr. Rogers, what?
Now I would like to talk to
kids.
Mr. Hanky.
No. All right, so here's another scenario. A guy moves in next door, and he's drinking a woman and a man. We'll just make it like that. Move in next door, and they're a couple drunks, drinking all the time, yelling, fighting, screaming. Or somebody with a substance use disorder. Okay, you could, again, two choices. You could
ignore it.
Just move. You could live in a different city. Just mind your business. Just bye. See, I'm out of here. Can't take it anymore. Or you could stay calm. Don't judge them, but actually support them. And you can inspire them. Going there like, listen to this podcast with these couple of awesome dudes, Corey and Ryan. Yes. Man, that podcast was awesome. I almost said podcast. That's what they call it. But yeah, and just say, hey, I don't have that problem, but I know somebody who does, and there's a reason they're drinking like that. It's not because they're having fun, especially if they're out back fighting all the time or yelling and screaming. It's not fun, and they have some problems. Maybe just go there and talk to them, and don't start prying. Don't be like, hey, man, did your wife cheat on you again?
And most people who are aggravated with a situation, it's probably because they're feeling they're not being heard, so you can hear them out, recap whatever they said, what their problems are, and try to find a healthy solution for them, or I learned REBT, which is Rational Behavioral Therapy, Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy. But in there, you take like your wild ideas. When you're all heated, you're like, oh, she doesn't listen to anything I say, blah, blah. You got to take out words that, like, doesn't listen to anything. That's obviously not rational, because she obviously listens to something you say, but when you're yelling and screaming, she's probably not going to address it. And turn it into something more rational, like, sometimes I feel like she's not listening, bring it down to a more rational level of what it really is, instead of letting yourself ramp yourself up about the situation, and blow it out of proportion. Basically, it's taking everything from out of proportion and putting it back into proportion, and hopefully come upon a more rational decision, and a more positive outcome will come, I believe, if it works.
Yeah, if you're having problems, just listen to Ryan about some rationalizing. But if that's your neighbor, you just got to listen to him, man. Just go over there and just listen, and just kind of take it from there. Mm-hmm. But you can run away from it, I guess is my point. Run away from the kid, run away from the neighbor, or you can face it and
make a better community.
And most people, we just like to stick to ourselves, and especially we got our phones now. We're so anti-social. Yeah, it's kind of sickening, and that's part of a TED Talk that I heard about, rats in like this cage where, have you seen that one?
Is this are you turning this into your,
No, it's
IE, like the...
No, they're these rats, and they would put them in this cage, and they would give them water. And one of the waters was like laced, and it had like cocaine or something in it. And the rat would always go to the cocaine. Well, they built like a rat park and put all the rats in this big park. Put the same water in there, the Coke water and the regular water. Occasionally, a couple of them would go to the Coke water, but they were all getting the regular water. None of them wanted that Coke water. It was a big community. They were all socializing rats. They were all just a part of it. None of them. But every time they were left alone in isolation, boom, right to it. Die. Overdose. They would die. So, I mean, it's the same really for us, and we need to reach out and be more sympathetic, be more understanding. You don't know what people go through, but you can make that choice yourself. You can choose to move. You can choose to move, go to a different lane, or you can support the situation. Be a part of it. Be a positive influence.
You can either make your surroundings better around you, or try to find a better surroundings. But basically, if you're moving anywhere, there's going to be people with problems, or maybe you're just more secluded from it. They're doing it behind doors or whatever, because there ain't really anybody who's having the perfect life, and everybody has problems, and we're all in this together.
And they said too, communities want to help. That's because they did all these. This is what we learned today. They did all these like surveys and stuff, and they're like, society wants to help. But the problem I have with that though is they kind of do. I mean, we love hearing the underdog story, and I brought up Jason Hamilton, and he was hooked on drugs. The Cubs actually drafted him, and then immediately when they found out, they traded him to the Reds, and he did okay, sort of, and he was sober then, and then he went to Texas, and he did great in the home run derby. He was breaking records. His record just got broken this last year for most home runs in a round, but it was done in different fashion. Like, anyway, not talking baseball, but I'm just saying, everybody loved it, man. It was just top of the world, and a couple of years later, he wasn't doing so hot. I kept having like knee surgery, and he got drunk one night at a bar, ended up like jumping on the bar and shirt off, and he's signing women's boobs, and just it wasn't a good scene. But it was so quick that society just in general just turned on him, and he just
people want to
build you up and then tear you right back down, and I don't know why. I don't know why, if that's just nature of the beast or what, but it's like people see us, oh man, Corey, you're doing great, Ryan, you're doing wonderful, and we know there are people out there that want to see us fail, and they're all just a matter of time, and that's fine. They have their opinion, and if they want to live their life waiting for someone else to fail, that's great. People I don't like, I just don't associate with. I don't wish them well. I don't wish them bad. No, I was told, well, you got to pray for those people. I'm like, well, I'd rather just not even think about them.
If you ain't got nothing nice to say, probably shouldn't say nothing at all.
Yeah,
that's what my mama said.
Hey, speaking of that, can I talk about something else right now?
Yeah,
something that hit me yesterday, and I guess it bothered me enough to want to bring it up right now. But like, I don't really talk to my real father at all.
Yes.
Not my real father. I mean, whatever you want to call it.
Biological?
Yeah. It's kind of really never there, and I don't know. That's just how I remember it. And that could have been the trauma that maybe sparked everything. Who knows? But I'll deal with that later at another time. But I was just thinking, like, if I did have a kid, he wouldn't have that grandpa. And I guess it's the first time I've ever really thought about it, but I guess that's probably because my stepdad, was cool, and I would, hey, that's your grandpa. Like, the bloodline wouldn't really matter in that case for me. No. I would just, but it's just like, I mean, it kind of made me sad for my dad to think, man, if I have a boy, that would be like the Winfield that's going to carry on the Winfield name and all that, and he wouldn't even know. Like, I could have had a kid 3 weeks ago, and he wouldn't have known. But that's his loss. That's not my problem. And that it took me a long time to get over that and to kind of figure that out. Like, hey, you know what? I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought about that yesterday. That I guess that does kind of bother me a little bit.
But I mean, being a father is not just having a kid.
It's making it.
It's, teaching them, helping them grow, and being there for them. What I believe. And if your stepdad is that, doesn't need to be your biological father to play that role. I mean, I had a girlfriend for several years and helped raise her daughter, and I think I played a father role or stepdad, even though we weren't married. But I mean, together for 7 years, pretty much living together, everything but not having a piece of paper mostly. I mean, I engaged in her life and went to her school functions, family vacations, all that stuff. Talk with her when need be, and just all that stuff that a father does. Her father wasn't very prevalent in her life. He made a few bad choices and wasn't really allowed to be in her life, but I mean, she still did cherish that relationship, and he moved further away, so more of a disconnected relationship. But being a father or dad is about being there,
Yeah, but I just think that, I don't know, I'm thinking way too much about it. First I gotta make the baby, and then we can go from there. But like, the kid is gonna get old enough, or my son, Mufakir, will be Winfield will be old enough, one day when he's going to ask me, hey, well, how come I don't have a Grandpa Winfield? I went to Johnny's and he's got Grandpa.
What my kid's name's going to be? Maximus Titan Beckman.
What's up, Max? You and Mufiki hanging out again? Can you imagine? They're in the same.
So it's like, you can't name your kid that. I'm like, name a kid whatever I want. Maximus Titan.
That'd be funny. But if our kids end up in the same classroom and your kid refuses to be called Max and he wants to be called his full name by his teacher, Max Beckman, Maximus Titus Beckman.
Titus Beckman.
And then, okay, all right, get to the end of the roll call. Mufakir, it's Muff.
Yeah.
Don't call me that French stuff. My daddy said it's boop.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Also, I can't wait to explain to the principal. No, that's his name, bro. Like, you're going to have to call him that. You're going to have to homeschool your kid. Bull. I pay taxes, playa. I'm going there all ghetto, too.
Here's the birth certificate right there.
What you mean I can't call my kid that? You better recognize. Get up in my face like that.
If I answer the phone like that.
You want me to come down there?
You muppet.
What that little mother do today? What muff do today? You tell me he didn't eat his lunch? Oh, that little muff.
Oh, I could do this all day, man.
I love that little.
You call him a little shit. Oh, that little shit. Yeah, that's crossing the line there, man. You don't ever call that little shit. Oh my god.
I love that little mother.
You my mother.
Yeah.
Oh, we're having fun, aren't we?
Yeah. The kid will bring some joy.
Anyway, hopefully, I don't know. That's pretty much it, I think. We should just end on the high note, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
217recovery.com. We like to have a little fun. And you can check out our fun page.
And check out Rethinking Addiction.
Once we get our new computer.
We'll be there.
Well, we'll be there before we get it. No, actually, technically, I think we'll have the computer before that. But when we get the computer, I'm going to put together, because we have the trailer for the little quick short movie that we have coming out called Over Under, and that has nothing to do with over under 18. It has nothing to do with a girl's age. It has to do with how many hot women were in Walmart that day. It's a game we play, and you'll hear about it, and you'll watch it when you watch the movie. But there's a little trailer if you want to get ready for it. Maybe you're all Top Gun Mavericked out if you haven't seen that new trailer yet. I want to see that movie bad.
Me too.
New Top Gun 2020. You don't have to wait that long for Over Under.
All right, Iceman. Let's call me Maverick.
All right, Maverick.
You can be my wingman anytime.
Yeah, would you call me my... Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, check it out. Fun section. Also, Rethinking Addiction. Need resources. Check out Anna's blog. Check out Matt's blog. Anna's updated daily. Matt, he'll hit it every once in a while. No, Matt does a pretty good job with that. And Matt, you know what he really does? He's a great ambassador for 217 Recovery. You know, like he's proud of it too, man, and that's awesome. You know, Matt does such a great job. I don't know why I don't do more of it. You know, like more because Matt will go to meetings and he'll be like, "Yep, you know, I'm in 217 Recovery. I love it. I write blogs. He's proud of it, man. So got to give Matt props for that.
Living the life.
Mm-hmm. And Anna, I'm sure you do that as well.
Yeah,
but maybe we should learn from them and start doing that a little bit more.
Yeah,
because it's not about us; it's about 217 Recovery and what we're going to do. It's about our mission.
I tend to, I'll wear, like yesterday when we were at the Gaylord meeting. I only went there one other time before that. All the friendly folks up there were like, "Hey, Ryan, what's this 217 Recovery?" You know, when you have something like that on, and they brings questions, and then we fill them in how sweet of a podcast. But they're older gentlemen, and they're like, "Oh, is that an internet thing?"
Yeah. And I think sometimes it feels like
check it out,
like we're tooting on a horn or something.
But no, we're just
like, no, we have a podcast, and sometimes maybe that's what it is for me. I feel a little uncomfortable when we do an awesome podcast, and they think, oh, who are these?
Don't want to toot your own horn too much, but
these dudes are cocky coming in here.
That's kind of why I wait for somebody to ask if they're interested. I'll let them know about it, but I don't try to push it on anybody. But yeah, just recognizing it and saying it, I guess, ain't so bad either.
No, we don't think we're awesome because we have a cool website and a pretty cool podcast. We think we're awesome just because we're awesome. We're just cool people, man. Sorry if you can't take that, but we are.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do
hang out with us for a while, you'll find out.
I was like this before the podcast.
Time of my life.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I owe it all to 217. Oh, the time of my life.
And I owe it all to you. Okay, I'll stop that. All right. Well, have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever you got going on, whatever you're listening. We do appreciate you listening. If you haven't listened to the rest of the podcast, I think this is number 86.
Well, we're getting up there.
Yeah, so listen to every single one. And you have until tomorrow to do that. We're going to do another podcast tomorrow. So, yeah, if you have anything you want to talk about, shoot us an email. Oh, my homeboy.
We're going to be at Recovery Notes, too. I don't got a date for that, though.
Josh, glad you're back, bro. I think it's day 5 now for Josh. So, glad you're back with us, my friend, and glad you got back online. We really appreciate you listening, bro. And
good deal.
Means a lot, bro. We support you. We're with you. And if you need anything, man, feel free to hit us up. You know how to get a hold of us. But if you want to get a hold of us, maybe you have a topic, maybe there's something burning. There's a reason you're listening, right? Send it to us. You can hit us up, Facebook. You know how to find us. I don't have to tell you all that, but until mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta luego.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app.